This is the Z-Edge Z1 Plus dash cam for your car. If you're not familiar with dash cams, this mounts on your car windshield with a suction cup, and then as you drive you can record what's going on. I'm not showing you the suction mount. I'm going to attach some pictures of what this looks like mounted in my car. I have it mounted underneath my rear mirror. And I also purposefully, for the sake of testing, what I did is I did not read the user guide before using this. I wanted to use it without reading the user guide to see how it went. You'll notice that it's on right now. That's because I'm moving it. I did get a little annoyed for a time because I was trying to turn it off, so I would hold in the power button, it would turn off, and then I'd be carrying it around and it would turn on and start recording right away. Well, that's a feature. That's the parking feature. That's something that I turned on, and you'll see it locked this file. I'm actually going to stop this recording. If I start it again, I can lock the file, unlock the file. When your car is parked, and you can set this up in the menu, when your car is parked, you can have it detect a certain amount of vibration. It will turn on and start recording, and it will lock the recording. Now, a locked recording just means that it's not going to be deleted once it fills up the card in loops, because you will fill up the card in loop. This product came with everything pictured plus more. There is a micro USB cable that's about 3 feet long. There's also another one that I would say is maybe 9 to 15 feet long. I'm not entirely sure exactly how long it is. And then there's these little things. They have 3M tape on the back, and then there's a little clip on the top. These are so you can attach the cord that comes from this up and around inside your vehicle, so you don't have a cord hanging down in your field of vision. If you look in the user guide, it will give you a diagram of the recommended positioning of the camera underneath your rearview mirror, and then there's a little dashed line for where you can run the cord. That's why you have an extremely long cord in here. It is including 2 cables for U2 micro USB, as well as a microfiber cleaning cloth, which is really nice. They also include a 16 gigabyte micro SD card, which is in this right now. In addition to that, they include a USB car charger with 2 ports in it, just in case you don't already have one in your car. There's also this nice little thank you note from the folks at Zero Edge, just to let you know thank you for buying our product and that they're really nice people. So if you have trouble with any of their products, you can reach out to them. They've been really responsive every time I've reached out. So let me talk about a few things that might be negatives about this product. One of the things I did find a little confusing, this power button is here. It doesn't really have a ton of use. When you plug this device in, it automatically turns on and starts recording. The reason it does that is because if your car is like mine, when you turn on the ignition, the car charger port will automatically start sending power to the device. It will turn on and it will start recording. I noticed right away this was a little bit of a distraction for me sitting underneath my rearview mirror. So what I did is I went into the settings here, and I found that there was, among the clock settings and date and time, which I did have to update, I found that there was a way to turn on the LCD power save. You could set it to 1 minute, 3 minutes, or have it off. It was off, so this was staying on while I was driving, but I have it set to 3 minutes, so what happens when I turn on my car, LCD stays on for about 3 minutes, and then it turns off, which is really great because I don't have this distraction, and it's nice to know when I start my car, I want to see it because I want to know that it's working. Parking mode is here. I mentioned that a little bit earlier. Parking mode is when your car is in park, there's no power going to this unit, but it's charged. As you can see right now, there's no cables coming here, so it maintains its own charge. Parking mode low just means if someone were to bump my car or hit the front of it or something like that, if I'm sitting in a parking lot, it will start recording, and it will also lock that recording so it can't be reset. I really do like that feature. By clicking mode, you can actually flip between the different options. I can see here that there's a couple of videos that are locked here. If I click mode again, I'm in the regular recording mode with the SHD 30 FPS. I just left that on the default. If I click mode again, this is my picture mode. So I can, if I was driving, if I reached up and tapped mode, I could just take a quick picture. It uses the term lock when you press the button to lock the videos, and it uses the term protect here. So if I want to delete a protected file, it's not going to let me do that. So I actually have to go down here, protect is an option, then I have unprotect one. So I'm going to click that, and now that's unprotected. So doing this manually might be a bit of a pain. I wish there was a way to maybe do this a bit more globally. When I was carrying this around, it was starting this up as if it was in parking mode, and it was locking a lot of these screws on right here. I would like if I could almost mount this behind my rearview mirror just a little bit, so maybe I can only see the buttons popping up behind it, but for where I have it, it's actually pretty good. It's hidden up behind there. I did have the suction cup mount itself fall off 2 or 3 times within my first 30 minutes of usage, and I realized that, maybe I should just wet the suction cup a little bit. There's a quick tip for you. Make sure that you get the suction cup wet before you fix it. The way the suction cup fits is really nice because there's a dial on it, so you wet it, stick it up there, and then you just turn the dial around, you lock position, and it should stay very well. And so far it has stayed pretty well, at least since I got the suction cup wet. If I do have another negative, it would be the placement of the micro USB port here. Because I have this, my driver's side is over here, my passenger side is over here. I haven't run the long cable yet with these nice little clips they've provided, but one of the things that kind of strikes me is if the recommended way to run the cable is up and around the passenger side down to your car charger port, then why isn't power on this side? That would just make a lot more sense. As it is, I'm going to have to kind of run up and then go over, and that seems to make a little less sense to me than if the power cable were over here or even here. I've noticed that none of the other reviewers have included a video from the actual device, so we're going to take a look at one right now. The microphone on the device mostly is just picking up the conversation of my wife and Mike. There's not a whole lot of road noise, which is very wide angle, really good detail, and I'm not entirely convinced that I would be able to pull a license plate number if I had to. I mean, having video evidence is always a great thing, and looking at this video, I am very pleased with how clear it is. I'm pleased with the date stamp, it shows the time, and you can see all the vehicles very well. That's my review of the Z Edge or Zero Edge Z1 Plus car camera video recorder. This is a great little device. I've never used one of these before, and I'm very impressed with all that Z Edge has managed to pack in here. And I'm going to be keeping this on in my car. I think it's a really nice thing to have around. I'm very impressed with this device. I like that it comes with a micro SD card in there. I like that it automatically loops, and it's pretty low maintenance. There wasn't a whole lot of setup that had to go into it to just get it to start working. It just works. It was easy to plug it into the computer for the first time and pull a couple of the files off and view them. So again, kudos to the guys over there at Z Edge. This is another great product, and I do highly recommend it.